Frugal, a psychological thriller, copyright 2025. By J. Wdowski. The wedding. May had always believed in fairy tales. Her former college classmate Patricia was having the perfect fairy tale wedding. It was being held at the Whitby Castle at the Rye, New York, Golf Club. The castle was actually made with some of the original stones of Whitby Abbey, in England. The ceremony was being held outside on a perfect June day. The grounds overlooked the Long Island Sound's dark blue waters that were dotted with the white sails of small yachts. Seagulls flew overhead as the wedding party gathered. The wedding party and guests all waited for the bride to make her entrance with her father. May was the maid of honor. She was 23 years old, long-legged, and shaped like a supermodel. All her sorority sisters had always teased her that she would be the first to marry an 80-year-old billionaire. When he passed away in a year or two, she would inherit his billions. Patricia had always insisted that May would marry a movie or pop star, divorce him in 7 years, and take half his tens of millions. May smiled to herself as she looked over to the groom Patricia was marrying, a Wall Street hedge fund manager worth a couple of million. He may not have the movie star looks they had all fantasized about as co-eds, but he was not bad-looking and clearly hit the gym at least 3 to 4 times a week. Standing at below 6 feet tall, he was still tall enough for Patricia. Patricia joked that he had enough money that he could use a stack of hundreds to boost him the needed inch or two for him to meet her 6-foot requirement. Standing beside the groom was his best man. He had a touch of gray on his temples, stood easily at 6 feet even without the money boost. Like the groom, he was dressed in a tuxedo and looked as if he too was worth a few million. The best man caught May looking at him. His emerald green eyes and perfect white teeth all smiled at her. May slightly blushed, realizing he had caught her eyeing him, did not return his smile. The wedding march began playing. Everyone's eyes followed the long red carpet laid on the lawn to the entrance of the castle. Patricia on her father's arm emerged from the building. Her 10-year-old cousin held up the train of her wedding dress. May had to admit that Patricia looked like a classic Disney princess come to life. She was stunningly beautiful. All eyes were affixed on her. May oddly, though, glanced over to the groom. His eyes were smiling and locked onto the beauty of his bride-to-be. She sensed he had never been happier. She was happy for both of them. Glancing at the groom, she also noticed that his best man's head was facing the bride, but his eyes were affixed on her. Seeing him, he turned his head slightly towards her and smiled again. May quickly turned her attention back to the bride and her father approaching with the music. After the ceremony, the wedding party retired to the reception area of the castle. May joined the main table with the newly joined Mr. and Mrs. Prager. She sat on the bride's side of the long table overlooking the dozens of round white cloth tables. The hundreds of guests were enjoying their meals when the first man took his knife and gently hit his champagne glass. The clinking sound got everyone's attention. The room focused on him standing at the long bridal table as he held his glass of sparkling wine and smiled to the crowd. The groom and bride looked up at him. The groom smiled and kidded, "Be kind, Mr. Brighton." Mr. Brighton looked down at them with a shocked and innocent face. "When have I ever not been kind? I even hired you as a favor to your dad, against my better judgment." The room gave a nervous chuckle. Mr. Brighton turned his attention back to the wedding guests and smiled. "I think we all know that Patricia is a wonderful woman." He looked back at the couple. "Her ability to tame you and rope you in says much about her. Your parents know that they may have lost a son, but more importantly, they gained a daughter. Both of your parents confided in me that when she does leave you, in 4 to 5 years, they will side with her and keep her as their daughter." The room laughed. "So, let me keep this short. Let's us all raise our glasses to wish that you both prove us wrong, that you are able to hold on to this beautiful woman and live happily ever after." He raised his glass up to toast them along with everyone else in the hall. May turned to the bridesmaid next to her. "Who is he?" Minnie, her openly lesbian sorority sister, worked in HR at the same company as the groom. She had introduced the couple to each other. "That's Sean Brighton. You don't know Sean Brighton?" No, should I? He was on the cover of Forbes as the fastest self-made billionaire of 2025. He's our boss. It is his hedge fund company." May's ears perked. "Billionaire?" "Yeah, classic rags to riches story. The man is frugal at dictionary definition levels." "I don't understand." May missed her point. also whispering, not wanting the bride next to her to listen in on their conversation. He is wise with his money. Most value for the least investment. Minnie kept her voice low. Is how he made his billions. Is he single? May became very interested. Yup, stories at the firm are he doesn't even date. He's gay. Minnie shrugged her shoulders, no one knows. He's never seen with men or women. The joke at the firm is he is a monk of finance. He has a laser focus on building wealth. It is why his firm has done so well in such a short time. Those that invest with him benefit greatly. Oh. May looked toward Sean. Never had a celibate monk, she thought to herself.